so we can see it's nice and bright here. If and I and I. Can you understand what I and you? What words are? Just a word, French, English, bringing a balance to the two words. Well, what do you mean bringing a balance? If you told me about a shovel in English and you would say the word shovel in French, would that not be saying the same thing? But what if I don't know what shovel is? If I'm French and you say shovel, I have no idea what it is. But if I see you holding something and I go, oh, pelle, and you go, pelle, shovel, and I go, dig, then we know what it is. So now, why would this vibration say it this way, French, to what would English say it? So now we would go right away to the, I'm going to just write down this cuckoo word. I'm going to write down French and Français. Even though the French call their language Français, the English call the French language French, and the French call the English language Anglaise for English. Here it is. So before I go into the word itself in French, first I want to understand this word, where I've seen this word, how popular is this word, and is it just popular in my domain? Mustard. So where's the ketchup? Where's the salt? Where's the condiments? So is language some sort of a condiment that gives everything more of a touchy-feely because we can understand within us, right? Almost in the same compassionate way, other than to understanding words we all heard before. And I'd like to say that 99% of where I find most of my information is something that everybody can find if they ask the right question. So I go online and I ask a question. Let's say they say something about the past right at the beginning, and they say Genesis. But when I look at this, right, I also say, hey, if I miss the first beginning of the word, I'll say it could be telekinesis. When I look at this, I'm going to say, oh my God, it's Mars, the quarter houses of time. I'm going to show you why. Everything is made up, don't forget. I have to find a place that it would go. It's not here. It's in this book over here. And we're going to write the word Genesis. And don't forget, Genesis is also a design, right? There's a G, and that's a design. And we're going to create the E this way. I'm just going to do it plain this time. They took this away from us, the upper and lower line, right? This is Genie. This is marked wrong. So we're going to start again. I need a little bit more light so I can see. This paper's a little dark. Is there a reason why it stops here? Is it showing you it's just one area of the house? There's 4 areas. I need to create this. See, but when I do this, I have a hard problem, because if I was a child, one of the children of the Creator, right, I'm going to look at this and say, why did they put 51 in here, right? Why did they put 51 in here? Why did they mark the road Gene? Could it be possible that it was synthesis? What is 515? I know that Mars is 51. I know that Puck is 51. I know they play the game of hockey. And I know they play it on ice. I know they have 3 periods. Now, if we were talking about periods, okay, they have 3 periods, but a moon cycle and a I think it's marked like this, and a menstrual cycle, right, is 28 days on base, right? 28 days on base, which would be 21, or which would be one third of 7, one third of 7, and one third of 7, equaling to 14, and 7 equaling to 21. And then I would use one more third over here. I use one more third, and I'd get a 7 over here, and I get 28. We all know that the dice cube, 6 sides, when we add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? It's going to equal to 21. So we're going to go 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21. But when we add this up as individuals, as they were counted for the day we landed on them, this would be 4, 10, 20, 35, 45, 55. This would be 56. So this would have something in common. You know what's ironic about that is that when you look at 21, 21, the opposite of these two, right? Put my finger here. The opposite is 56, 11. 3 and 11. And what's ironic about that is 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 is 3 and 2, 5. 5 times 6, 5 plus 6 is 4 and 1, 5. They now come together in the second state of their mathematics. And it works out like this all the time. And there's more to be done. This also gets to be reduced as this ends up to be 3, 6, and 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 5, 6. 2 plus 1, 3. So it just becomes inverted. It changes its formation. 6 becomes what is in the 2 position. And it's just ironic, again, that 2 and 6 is reverse of what is 5 and 1. When you add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. 2 through 6 equals to 20. The game of pool has 15 balls. The game of darts has 20. Now, what do I do with this is because we're going to see equations that come out of this. What happens within this? Inside of here is 2, 3, and 4. Inside of here is 3, 4, and 5. Now, there's a reverse of both of these. And the reverse of this one over here is 9 through 5, which brings you 8, 7, and 6. Some will say if you want to do the full reverse, we will go all the way up to 10 through 5. But when we do this reverse, we get 9, 8, 7, and 6. We get 4 numbers, to where over here we only got 3 numbers. And why is this a full reverse? Well, because the real actuality of a reverse with 1 is 6, shown to you on the 6 sides of the cube. So by stopping on 5, it shows you can see 4 around and 1 up situation here, 4 around and 1 up, and this is how it works. Here's your totality. Your 7s will be 7s, right? So what you're going to get is you're going to get your 2 and your 6. And when you do that, you have 4 around, and you have right down at the bottom of this is a 5, and that'll be over here. And then the other one from here, it's going to go down over here at the lower side, right? And that's how you get the truth from this cube. This is what this cube says, right? Now, we don't get to see the 9. The 9 is on every single side of this cube. Every single side of this cube is 9. Hey, how are you? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Sometimes I start some of my work in the middle. I start off with nothing, and I'm just showing the situation of what actually happens with these dice cubes right over here. So if you were here at the beginning of this piece that I'm working on now, I'm going to put the camera right down. Okay, well, when it comes to roulette, okay, I'm not, if you're looking to gamble, I can only tell you where the numbers are and not where they fall on based on creation. But if you look around, I can show you how the roulette wheel is set up, how the numbers are all set up, if that interests you. But I'd have to look that up and go through maybe part of my notes. I'm not really sure what I have over here, right? You know, on this 000, right? Is this the 000 roulette? If you notice, it'll say 37, 39, 37, 39, 37. So if you're looking to put together numbers that are going to be close to each other, make sure they total 37 and 39. 3 and 34 is 37. 5 and 32 is 37. 7 and 30 is 37. This is only one conjunction in between the two, and it just happens to be 2 and 2. There's a reason numerically in the universe for that. I don't know all the reasons. I can't tell you that these two numbers, okay, they work together, but that's only numerically, and I'm not going to get into that unless you want to know. So what are you actually asking? Because I'm breaking away from the actual piece that I'm on. This is not about gambling. Um, Gambling is good once you learn all the codes from gambling. You will see how the gambling is going to relate right into an ancient time clock, right into the Mayas, 25,920. Also, the difference between 432 hertz and 440 hertz, some of the mathematics that go along with it. It might not speak to you, but because of my 20 years of work and difficulty to explain, sometimes I come off as not actually really making any sense in some theory. RNG, what is RNG? Oh, it's all natural patterns. It's absolutely natural patterns. If you're a plumber, you're going to have to know about elbows and females and males and putting different ways of connecting your piping from back in time. We went through the time, I call it the time of the 60s, where we go 60 degrees all the way around. We go 60 degrees in parts 6 times in order to get 360. But in actuality, the day is 360 broken up at between 3 and 4 times, according to the dice cube. According to this dice cube, once you turn the dice cube 3 times, you're automatically going to the 4th number that you already started with, completing your first 7. So A, B, C, and D, and you flip everything over. Every 4th one flips over. Now, if you don't do it in the first session, you don't do it in the second session, you don't do it in the third session, but on that 16th number, okay, before the person comes in to score in baseball, on the 16th time, okay, there's something wrong if it does not turn over. And I'm going to explain to you why, because it works in patterns of 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So you can create 3, 1, okay, and then you do it again, 3, 1, and then you do it again, 3, 1. Now, the next time you're going to go, you must flip over because it's that full cycle, the 4 cycles of 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 and 16 is 24. 8 is 1/2 of 16, but 24, 8 is 1/3 of the 24, and the 16 is 2/3 of the 24, putting you up to what is the 2/3 would be on the ring, and the 1/3 would be on the pole, or it's talking about the dice cube this way. Sometimes I'm not really sure which to relay it. It has to be discussed because when you hold the dice cube on a point, it's going to show you 3 opposite sides because you can't say from down this way, down this way. You know, it's down this way, it's down this way, and it's down this way. Well, the down this way of what is 6, 3, and 2 will be, which is 3, 3, 6. Oh, yeah, 3, 6, and 2 is going to be 4, 4, did I say that? 6, 3, right, 6, 3, and 2 here, right? So you're going to have your 2 going down to your 5, your 6 going down to your 1, your 3 going over to your 4. So when I hold this dice cube up this way, right, you're going to see the opposite over here. See, 2 and 5 is 7, 1 and 6 is 7, 4 and 3 is 7. So that's how your dice cube is going to be your 3 parts sunk into the earth this way. So this, to note, has 4 going around, and the ring is always equal to 14. but not always the same 14 and not always the same story. Here, the 5 is up, the 14 is round, equals to 19. 19, if you want to know what 19, where it fits, 19 fits for the numeric value that fits in the spirit of 76. The reason for that is 4 times 19 is 76. 3 times 19 is 57. The word birth is 57. The word moon is 57. The word electric is 75. Now, 19 and 14, the thing with 19 and 14, 4 and 9, the fourth finger and the ninth finger is also the seventh finger, the 17th finger, the 19th finger, and the 14th finger. This one is 3883, monkey and gold. 14 and 19 is 33. If you're talking roulette, it has to equal to 37 or 39 if you're putting numbers together. Just give me 1 minute. Also, the moon is telling me 5775, the electric moon. In the word Genesis, we start off with the reverse translation of Mars and the moon and the sun. The end would be the relationship to the sun, birth through the IT system of the sun. The numeric value for Mars is 51. When you have 15, the clock goes in 15 seconds or 15 minutes, equaling in two situations 15-minute quarters of the game, 15 minutes of the 60 minutes of the clock. 3 by 5 is 15. 3 by 17 equals to 51. So I have to understand the situation. That's what's going to go on with that. G and E is 5 and 7. The 7 for the G, the 5 for the E is going to equal to the bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah, following the moon. Level 1. The 12 becomes the 12 noted to be female. Also in the 5 position will play in the same position as the number 74, which is Muhammad. Number 74, which is the relationship with G and D, or the 7 months and the 4 months on the calendar. Also with Jesus, number 74. Number 47 is time. Number 47 is beast. Number 47 is bull. Number 47 is walk. Man, the 13th year complete. Man is number 7, woman is number 5. Man extends its number into number 82, which is the cycle of the moon, 82 or 28. The backside cycle, the front side cycle, it doesn't matter. It'll have a relationship with the letters TH. When you say TH together, teach, T, each, teach. And if you're counting as a countdown as T minus counting, saying the word minus is also going to say 3 parts of a division, possibly an operator, because of the letter M is also noted to be as 1,000. 1,000 comes in 3 parts. Either you're going to be multiplying by 999, or what is both the head and the tail, or 2 heads, the completion of something happens to have become a 10. 10, 5 and 5, right? 10. So 10 by 10 is 100. By 10 is 1,000. So the M is 1,000, although it's the 13th letter. Wow, I think I just lost myself because it's a complicated explanation with that. Yes, so I was talking, yes, a minus. So the I in minus can be talking about the birth in the B world, being it that it's the 2nd position and not in the 1st position of the word. Then the word, the NUS, could be from the backside, the nus, okay, like speaking ass, or turn that around and sun is that same word. So in the word sun, numeric value 54, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, the same thing as Adam. Adam is 14, 14. Although the 13th in the letter M, I just said it's the 13th letter, but in reduction to the laws of Pythagorean counting to a single count, and I use all the information that is present on anybody's computer. If you look it up, just about anybody can find it if they know what they want to look for, and use that element in their mathematical situation, or in the equation that they use math, addition and multiplication, a little bit of division, no hard math. If I'm missing something, if you say 58 and I go 3 by 19 is 57 plus 1, I know the spirit is missing from that area, or we need an extra spirit. If I go to 59 and go three times 19 is 57, but my number is 59, I know it's something's missing from the house of bait because I'm missing 2. I'm missing 1 or I'm missing 2. Anything after 3 mirrors. So if I say from number 4 times what equals to 57, I'm going to go 4 by 14 is 56. I'm going to now have to add on 1 to that in order to get to 57. So now I know what I'm missing from the situation. At the same time, according to this little equation I created, that Earth is number 51. I'm going to say Earth is number 52. I'm going to use Earth 5 and 2, 7. So in order for me to have that 7, I'm going to need a house 3 by 3. Mars, okay, is going to be 56. Sorry, Mars is 51. Wow. Oh, don't do that. Mars is 5 and 1, 6. Earth is 5 and 2, 7. So when I draw that out, I get V1 or V11. So if I draw one line here, over here, I'm going to draw 2 lines. So if I draw this one line here, I can also do it this way, or this way, or this way, right? My 2 lines, but these are half lines, or these are full lines. I'm going to show you the reason why. But with this one, I'm going to draw it this way to start. This is going to be my base here, and this is going to be my base over here. This will be Mars, this will be Earth. But the only way for Mars to run through Earth is this way, on the angle. We're going to note it to be the Queen. It's the only card in the deck of cards where a hat goes on an angle. And this is what I call my star system, 4 and 4. And I get movement in my star system. Mars is a 4-part system. So here's 4, and here's 4, and here's 4. Here's 4, right? The 4 parts. Here I'm showing you that I can cut off the corner, that it's 1, 2, 2, 4. And here it's 1, 2, 2, 4, and 1, 2, 2, 4. So different kinds of ways to break up that area with Mars on the Earth plateau, breaking it up in 4 areas. So time as we know it is not the time as it is, because we should be living all the time in one area and not broken up and keep moving over an area of space. So we're just going to leave this piece as this. I spoke earlier on about French and English, and how French and English just guides me, just understanding the spelling of just their words. So when I use their words in French or English, it's going to help me guide me, because there's going to be differences, like in the word 6, right? Both in English and French, it's 52. The same numeric value for Earth is 52. But not, how come they don't say birth, which is 54, and love, which is 54, unlike the sun, which is 54. And what I like about the sun, when it gets reduced to a single digit, it becomes 1, 3, and 5, which says ace. We know ace plays the rule of 11, but the value for ace is 9. But in blackjack, right, the game of 10, 21, it plays the rule of 11. Also to note, I'm just trying to remember why was it divided? I forget why we had that divided sun, 1, 3, and 5. Oh, yes. What happens is that 2 times 4 equals to 8, and 2 plus 4 equals to 6. And that's what divides these cubes, divides the 7th gate. So since the 2 and 4 are divided by the 3, living between 1 and 5, which is Earth's vibration in our creation, the 4 is also to note 1, 2, 3, 4, or ABC equals to 6F. When you add the 4D on it, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. And there's a change with this. Let me just see what that question is. Okay, when you see that's any time somebody asks me a question, I have to look at it a bunch of different ways. Is everything pre-decided? Um, let's say you go to the store and you buy a game, right? However, whatever you can do with that game, right? And whatever does that mean you get a deck of cards and you made a game on your own? You have to make a game that's going to be fair to all the players. So were some of the games that came out here today fair to all of us? Because if it wasn't fair, right, it was created by, then it wasn't in the it made it wasn't the game. How can I say this? If it's not fair, it's not fair. That's why I think numerology and understanding all the different concepts of different stars, and every star is a number and every star is a name. I'm not talking the stars that we gave to the stars in space. We can use those too, but hexagon, octagon, a 6-point star, a 5-point star, different things they can do on this paper. I believe that the matrix or the altar system had to use the fabric of space that was given by the creator in order to distort everything we know and do today. So I'm trying to see if I can answer that to the best of my ability. For I have to ask myself the questions of the unknown that you put into my head. If I can think it, it's already been thunk because I'm not the smartest cap on the earth. I think that the Lord played this game. The blueprints of life has been played before, and it's been upgraded with more information as long as we can go get it, as long as we're not shut down, as long as we remain different and all follow the same fabric of space or understand the same fabric of space, then eventually we can. It's by being all the same that we'll know nothing different. Only going outside the box and searching. A with B, A with C, A with D, A with E, but A cannot go with F because A and F are working together. 2.5 away from 6 is 3.5. 2.5 away from 1 is 3.5. 3 is 0.5 away from 3.5. And 2 is 1.5 away from 3.5. And 5 is 1.5 away from 3.5. Yo, yo, yo. Maybe I should have had a little boy. That's what it spells at the end. The boy, the man from the moon, the adding on of the woe. Okay, we're adding on two different worlds. We're adding on the woe and the fee, the cost coming into the world. WO equals to 38, adding the gold onto the man, adding the gold onto the man's cycle. Then we get the fee, which is number 11, and that's your mirror creation from 9 to 11. The K9 is 911. What is the difference between 9 and 11, or what brings them together? The number of AI, the moon. The reason for this is because of the math, a little bit of the artwork, and the relationship on the face of the house of Kaaba. Everybody knows the Kaaba, the black cube they pray to. Imagine that's Rubik's Cube. Imagine you only see the dark side of it, but you don't see the entity, the entire thing of what's going on with this cube. Now, I just lost what I was talking about. So let me mark down cube. Boy, I think I'm going to have to go back and check out that video, my video for 2 seconds and see what I was talking about. Just give me a second. Which is number 11. And that's your mirror creation from 9 to 11. The K9 is 911. Okay, the K9 is 911, right? And I'm going to just design it for you, right? And also to note that the ace, right? 135, the alphabet A, E, I, O, and U is 51. So is Puck. So is Mars. The alphabet total of the entire alphabet. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to get the phone call and then you can't really talk, so I'll listen for a second. Oh, not right now, not for another 30 minutes, unless you want to sit and do nothing. Because I'm doing a live. Okay, I'll call you when I'm done. Bye. Yeah, I don't know if that's nice of me. I feel really bad. But, anyways, so we get this. Now we get the alphabet from 1 to 26 letters, and that's equals to 351. Take away 51, you got 300. But you got 300 from 21 letters. It's just ironic that we have 21 dots on this cube. 21, 21. Okay. The other thing in this is the 13 ball and the 5 ball are both orange. This one over here will create 4 and 3 equaling to 7. We're going to connect to the moon. We're going to connect Earth and Mars, the separation to the E world, because it's only 0.5 separation between each sides. We're also going to know it's the house of B. On this cube, there's 2 dots. There are 7 missing. Here's that 7 end result from the B. Here's your B. Bringing the world closer together. This would be the M and E and create R, right? Perhaps we can look at this as matter and energy, Mars and Earth. 21 divided by this number, or 21 by, what is that number going to be? 300 divided by 21 equals to, so I'm going to go 14 times 21. 14 times 21 equals to 294 plus 6. So what was that? 14 by 21. And it's important to know, by missing by 6, it's going to tell me that I'm playing in the world of 7. The reason for that, because if it calculated direct to 7, I would have fit in right now. I have to do that calculation. What would be 15 times 21 would equal to 315. So I would have to do 315. I would have to reduce it by 15 or add it by 6. 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 is 6. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this piece properly. So over here, we'd get the orange ball, we'd get the pool game. Then over here, we'd get this number, 5 on the low side, 7 on the high side. And again, this brings back the electronic moon, the male and the female, the divided sun and the electronic moon. There's more than one moon. Both Mars has 2 moons and Earth has 1 moon. Remember, Venus has 0 moons and Mercury have 0 moons. 1 and 2 is being played out by planets 3 and 4. Perhaps communication from Venus, okay, from Venus over to the Mars moons, or Mercury over to the Mars moons, and Venus over to the Earth moon. But it would be ironic that the 4th and 1st planet would be 5, and the 2nd and the 3rd planet would be 5, that A, B, C, D, noted after the death, 4 and 1, and before the Christ, playing inside the house. Earth and Mars association, bringing the moons together, the 3 moons. And as I started on the last page, I'm not sure if you were here to begin with. How you doing? Right? We broke down our dice cube as 21 dots over here. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Um, yeah, I just wanted to do something else. I got this little piece over here. Okay, I think I'm just going to put this up over here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is every single one of these cubes, okay, has 21 dots. So we need to get the second part of the finishing of the cycle of the 28 days of the moon through one cube and two cubes. We get the 28 cycle. So when we finish this next cube, right, we're going to have a total of 42, but we're in between moons. Two moons is 56. So we take out and we get two more dice cubes, and it goes like this: 14 and 7 and 7 equals 28. And then the next one would be 14 would end the cube, okay? And then you would start 7 and 14 over here. So you would have, sorry, you would get 14 and 14. Wow, I'm going to have to draw this up again and show it to you again. I'm walking over myself, okay? You have two cubes. You can start with 7 or you can start with 14, whichever one you want. In your first cube, here's your first cube. It's 7 or 14 you start. But no matter what, here's going to have to be a 14. Here's going to be a 7. You have 21 and 21. Here goes cube number 2. You must start with a 7 no matter what in order to complete that cycle. But now in the same cube, you have 14 left over. So what you're going to be doing over here is you're going to end up with 14 and 14. In cube number 3, did I get that right? Let's see if I got this right. In cube number 3, you're going to start with a 14. And you're going to start with a 14 because right away, you're going to end the next moon cycle. And you're going to have 7 left over. And in the last cube, okay, you're either going to start with a 14 or a 7, but you'll end up with a 7 or a 14 equaling to your 28-day moons. 4 times 21, which equals to 3 times 28, 84, 84. 1/3 4 and 2/3 8. That should be your base moon cycle. But we have 13 moons in a year, so something is shifted over. We have 13 moons, or it means that after 336 days, after 336 days, right, we will have 12 moons. Since 13 is the beginning of a new cycle, right? That means after day 336, 337 is the addition of a new cycle. It just is what it is. It's not my truth, it is the truth. When you put man into this world, you end up with the 13th moon, just like you ended up with the queen. And here you end up with the king. Here you end up with 62, 41, 103. And it just so happens they're the initials for JC, maybe Jesus Christ. I don't know. You tell me. At the same time, we have Earth and Mars coming together for 103. And then we have what is in French, the French word or the English word and French word is for September. Happens in the 9th month. They talk about number 7, 7 and 9, and that equals to 103. All number 13, all related to male again, all related to number 7. The 7th gate, which is the passage inside the cat. Over here, CAT, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. Here is where the 8 and 6 show up, but I'm going to be taking a 2-minute break, going to get a little drink in the kitchen, maybe a coffee or something. If you have any question, yes, there's Celsius, there's Fahrenheit. Where is the 7th heaven? It is within. Now, how many worlds are within? The communication process in order to come into this body. Before I leave that go, remember, for every day you go out and pray, you only can make those prayers come true if you act it out. You must act out your prayers. If we don't act out our prayers and we just pray without acting it out, then we're not doing anything for our fellow brothers and sisters. To note, I say brothers and sisters for the reason that the word analogy in B for brother and S for sister, S equaling to a lookalike 5, it brings two worlds together, A and I. That's what I wanted to talk about, bringing A and I together. 9, 11, bringing, I said the brother and the sister would be 5, NEW, 555, and the brother would be a GYP 777, but it gets changed. It gets changed. Coming the ending, remember when you have a birthday, it is the end of that year for the same thing. Whatever you write down today, it is the end of that time period. Somebody tell me the time today. I'm going to read it to you on this computer. It says 2024, 726 at 326. That means all that time is gone. That means 2024 years gone. 7 months gone. 26 days gone. But where are those 7 months and 26 days coming from? From the year 2025. Right now, we are in the month of July of 2025. We are halfway through this year. We are not in 2024. According to a better understanding of knowing that on your 13th birthday, you have completed 13 years. Therefore, in 2024, you have completed 2024 years. It is what it is. 506. Very important number. 11. 506. 500 times 4 is 2,000. 6 times 4 is 24. You want to work by fives, right? Let me do this. 506 times 4 equals 2024. But 507, okay, times 4 equals, let me do that again, equals 2028. Now, what would the next number be? What if I did 506 by 5? No, I got it. Oh, right. I'm going to do it this way. 400 and 400 and what by 5? 405. 405 by 5 equals to 2025. 406 by 5 equals 2030. Okay, so that 406, all these numbers are telling me different stories. Remember, when you come into this game, you come in as yo. You come in as yo. Over time, if you go to any casino, yo, 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 always calling out yo. Y, okay, represents 3 times 120. O represents 4 times 90. Yo, and they call it Elev, where I'm from. Yo, Elev. Although they're saying for Eve, come, okay, within Adam, Elev is 11. 3 come within Adam. 11 is come within Eve, come within Adam. El Elohim 11. Why does it come within Adam? The spirit coming into the soul, the night coming into the day. The word Eve is also in 7 and 11. 7 is that gateway. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 6 and equals to 8. I'm going to show you that after what that shows you. We're praying 2 billion people praying to this. It's got to mean something. Yo, yo, yo. The reason for this is the Y has 3 points. In order to go all the way around the O, you need a minimum of 4. So it's 4 by 90. It's 3 by 120. 3 is noted to be for Earth. So you have that in hockey. 90 minutes will be for games in quarters of 90 minutes. I've also called Mars for number 4, but I've also called Mars blue and cold, and that's also a part of hockey. So there's a connection between the two. 406 is going to create DC. It's going to create the mathematics of 4 times 6, 4 plus 6 is 10 and 24, equaling to 34 DC. And DC is noted, or sorry, it's CD, and CD is cold because it's 34. If you wanted DC, it would be 43. Then it would be hot. It would be red hot. It would be in the back of your car. When you put on the brakes, you hit the trunk, and then the elephant pops out. and the water starts to flow. Because usually the back of the car, red lights come on, red lights for stop, trunk is located in the back, trunk on an elephant, the mouse comes out. You don't want to bring too much about the cat. The cat comes near the mouse that's near the trunk of the elephant. The cat don't like the water, might get electrocuted when you're moving the mouse around. All about relationships. This is how we were brought up. This is things we can agree on. These are things we grew up with. They were teaching us what rhythm, whatever rhythm we follow, whatever rhythm we end up with. One of them is going to be the truth. The other is going to be the lie. And through the numbers, it's going to divide these things up and bring them together. Can it tell the same? How do we tell truth and lie inside of numbers? I'm going to get my drink. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see that I show you the 911 or the 666 if you want to see. I got onto a TikTok. They made fun of me. I got onto a TikTok and they were happy to hear me. So but I will tell you one thing. No one will turn me away from what I absolutely know because I did the homework. You can't chase me away. I'm hands-on. I've seen it all. I've seen all that I know. I will not say it if I did not know, if I did not do the work to know it myself by my own hands, my own ears, my own eyes. And then the way I interpret things is always to be discussed. Tic-tac-toe. Just give me a minute. I'm putting a little water in here. So I got to put this in my stove, but I'm not in my stove, in my fridge. Give me a minute. Everybody go to the bathroom. Like for all of those following the Bible, you follow the Bible, right? Anybody follow the Bible? Everybody look at the Quran, right? Let's bring these words out to perspective. We're in 2024 right now, right? 2025, 2024 ending. Let's bring everything into perspective, my friends. Why would somebody old make it right? Why would God keep us guessing? Over the years, we still remain the children of the Creator. Why not upgrade the books, right? Upgrading the books is upgrading your thinking. For our children have knowledge. The new knowledge of our children that birthed from us, that birthed from those who came before them. So I'm in the bathroom for a minute. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Where are you? Oops, a lie. Open some air. Get some air. We were labored into this world by the woman. Labored into this world by the woman. We should go work for those who brought us in labor. We should labor for them. There is a role in this world. There is certain things that were set. It does not mean that we should not break apart from them, but there's an understanding who does what. If you can lift 50 pounds, then lift the 50 pounds. If you can't, you can't. If you're good at this, you do this. If you're good at that, you do that. But we were farmed. We were farmed to believe we should be doing different because others are doing different. Look. First, they split us apart by gender. And then they said, look what they're doing. Look what we can't do. And they separated us. And then they gave us freedom and they separated us. And they kept making us see it their way, whoever they are, whoever what it is. So right now I bring to you a new way of seeing things, a new perspective where there is no judgment. One is one and two is two. And however you manipulate it mathematically to bring the words together for a better understanding is what I do. And I do it through games. I do it through analogy and then making a game in the analogy to say, look what I can do. Look what I can't do. So I take it all off of this. This is one of the faces of the house of Mecca. There are six singularities in this cube. I'm going to use it as only 6 core singularities. There is only one operator for 6. One operator operates the cube. It operates 20 cubes. One operator operates 20 cubes. It's on the cross. It's a double cross. It's inside of Rubik's Cube. You cannot deny it. Look how Rubik's Cube is made. You will understand. You will see that here, it's in the center. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Got 2 colors. Call that 2 times. These are in the corner. There are 12 of these on the cube. There are 8 of these. 12 and 8, 20. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2. Representation of the heavens and the queen. Why the queen? I don't know. Is the queen representing the earth? And I don't have with me the core block that operates the center, the single center. There are 6. There's always going to be 5 showing. 1 on the top, 4 on the side, the pole and the ring. That's what I like to call it. Let me see, golden ratio. Let me go back to what everybody's talking about. Okay. Wow, I missed a lot of stuff. So let me just blurble this out for me. Oh boy. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to answer the phone. Hey, what's up? Can't talk too long. I'm busy in a video, but go ahead. I can hear you. Oh, Krim. Okay, no, I can't leave that early, but can you pick me up a sandwich and oh, it's going to be an hour? Well, then no, if it's an hour, no. If it's after that, if it's anytime after 6, it's okay. But otherwise, no. Okay. Okay, ciao. Yeah, okay. Someone was going to pick me up a sandwich. Okay, let me go back. Gamma 22. So I don't know what it means to the world 22. Okay. But in French, we can bring 8 together, but we cannot bring 78 as the same way we say it in English as 18. There's 98, right? It's said as 2 separate words. And it's said as 2 separate words in French as 98. And then at 78, it's said 18. So they're always saying 8 in all 9 areas, right? They're always saying the wholesomeness of 8. When it comes to number 2, they say 12. So they're not saying 1, 2. They're not saying 10, 2. 13, they're not saying 1, 3. They're saying 13, starting off with TH, time heaven. Countdown, that TH begins in 2nd position from the count up, where it ends up in the 4th position, counting down and counting up. Okay, so let me get to that. That number 17 in French is said at 10, 7. 10, 10, 7. 60 is said twice. They mention 60 twice. Once with 10 through 19 and once with 1 through 10. 1 through 9, sorry. I'm just getting a little mixed up. 61, 62, 63, 64, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When it goes to 70, they 60, 10, 60, 11, 60, 12, 60, 13, 60, 14, 60, 15, 60, 16, 616. Then the next one is 60, 10, 7, 60, 10, 8, 60, 10, 9. It can also be referring to, if a child would see this, right? If a child would see this, they would see okay? But once you got over here, it's going to say this, and then it's going to say this, and then it's going to say this. And you're also going to look at this as this, ABC starting all over again. Because if it wasn't just written down, or if it was spoken, it could be miscommunicated. It would be reduced instead of increased, and you'd have 19. 1 plus 9 is 10 is 1. 10 and 8, 10 minus 8 is 2. 10 minus 7 is 3. Although we count up to 7, we now count down to 3. Your creation happens at the 7th gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is where the entry is. And it's not for me that 33 and 44 go together, that 66 and 55 go together. This is one scenario. I'm going to explain it to you. If you notice, right, they're both going to say 90, 90, 99. Now, if we go on to the second part of this, just give me a second. We're going to go on to 26. So we're going to go 26, 51, 75, 75, 48. And here, if I get it correctly, we're going to go to 101 and 99. Let me see if I did this right. 77. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. I didn't want to do it that way, but let me just show you that this is going to equal to 12. This is going to equal to 12. This is going to equal to 12. This is going to equal to 10. Then we're going to bring you to the next one. And if you do, oh, sorry, there's a mistake in here. Beep, beep. This is 73. Right? And that's going to be 10. This is 48. Okay. So this is 48 over here. I'm going to explain it to you after. So this one is 99. 99, 99, 99, 99. The next one is going to be, I think 2. Did I do this one? I did 2 and 6. Did I do 2 and 4? So the next one's going to be 2 and 4 and 5 and 3. And here you're going to get 7 and 5 and 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6. And you're going to get over here 90, 90, 99, right? Over here. And the reason for that is 4 and 2 is reverse 5 and 3. Is that 2 and 6 is reverse 5 and 1. And that 4 and 4 is going to be reduced to 3 and 3. And the difference is over here is out of here. If you have 3, you have 6 missing. So you go 3, 6 missing. Since I had 3 twice, I got 6 missing twice. If you have the 4 corners, you have 5 missing, happens twice. And that's the reason this matches up. That's what you call the voided areas. There's 33 voids. And there's 21 dots. There's 3 and 3. There's 3 alphas, right? There's three of these hidden. One here is played out, right? Like let's call it the false god. There's one here and there's one here. All 3 of these do not have it. These do. And it says ACE, ace. This is to understand the cube, the house of Mecca. You'll always note, no matter what you do, there's always a situation going on. Your base creation standing on 17 is right here when 3 and 3 shows up. 3 and 3 shows up. And the reason for that is when you count, okay, 5, 6, 1, and 2, equaling to 14 plus 3 is 17. Or if I do it this way, and you count 6, 4, 3, and 1 equals to 14, and 5 equals to 19. So, underneath here is a 2. And, around the band is 6, 3, 1, 4, 6, 3, 1, 4. So when that happens and you look around here, if you go to languages and you look for accents, what angle is this on? When the 5 is up, your 3 is up to the right, your 6 is sitting flat. It's sitting in the I position. When you have the 6 this way, you can create your letters of I and the other letter of Z. When you have your 6 this way, I did that already. Sorry. When you have your 6 this way, right? So this way, right? It's going to be 5 and 2. But when it's this way, it's 5 and 2, 5 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Now, when the 6 is up over here, it's going to be 4 and 3, right? 4 at the top or at the bottom and 3 at the bottom. This one is going to be your H, and it's also going to be your N. It's going to be your HN, and this one is going to be your I and Z. It's going to total 57, and the word will say Heinz. It's also going to create the H, and I did this because I did the Z, and I did this because I did the N. Then I put the I in the center, and I spell Heinz, and now you have what is great. So that's what you have right there. So just give me a second. I'm going to go over what everybody said. Then I'm going to go back to what I didn't do before, which was the 9/11. My throat is a little dry. Just give me a second. Did I boil the water? I don't remember. You go see if I got any water in the fridge. Yeah, I got some water. It's a little cold. Wow, I got some water. How do I get the water out of here? It's frozen. Okay, it'll dry up. I'm just gonna get a bottle of water from the other room. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second to drink this water. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna go on the balcony for just 1 minute. Okay, so are we going to get to where I found 9/11 and does it mean anything? After that, we can do something else. I'm just going over Art Cherry's stuff. 30, 31, if I talk about that, 29, 28, you'll be talking about the last few days of the month and what they represent, if you want to go that way. Over here, I'm not really sure when you mark all these things. 14 and 7 or 5 and 7, because the dice cube is all made up of 57, 75. Again, talking about the electric moon, the male and the female. And remember that the male and the female, once the female hits 336, right? Every 336, the female goes through one of the first major moon cycles, which means because at the age of 12 is the understanding through some of the Bible codes. Now, I don't know if they're a code, but I do use it because they do have a bar mitzvah at the age of 12. I do know that the ruler is 12 inches. I do know that a yardstick is 3 rulers. I do know that there's 28 days to the moon. They call it a menstrual cycle with the word man in it. I know they say it's the female with the male inside of it. And I know they also say woman where the man is at the end. So I use all the terminologies to understand. So I take that the 336 ends the beginning of the first cycle. The woman ends. How many cycles does it take before the woman falls one full cycle behind the man, or the man falls one full cycle behind the woman? Is every 12 years you fall one cycle behind, and with the man it's every 13 years. When do they meet up? When does 24 and 26 meet up? And you know what's funny about that is that we have 13 for the male, we have 12 for the female, and this would be cat, and I take it into spirit, and this would be soul, and I take it into dog. Now they can be completely reversed, everything I do, right? This one is going to divide the gate, or it's going to connect the gate through the 7th gate connection, the operator zone. Or this one will be number 26. Remember, there's no more than 7 at a time on any of these. When you drill holes, only 1 and 6 will show up as a 7. So this one over here will be 12 and 8 equaling to 20. It also goes to 3 and 8. And this is for monkey. It's also for gold. It's also for club. It also creates 53 by 20 or 35, 24 and 11 equals to 35. Well, I should have marked 35, and also equals to 13, which has a connection to the divided moon. Dividing it 1 and 1. 1 and 1 is what creates your 3. 3 is already divided in here. Here it stands alone. The reason for that is the 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. It is a star system. There are 4 different ways to create the star linear system. And did I do this? Let me see. I got this one with the straight line. This is with an X. This is with two straight lines and this X. And this one's going to be an X and this straight line over here. So there's 4 different ones that come out of here. This one over here is the octagon, so it has a name. This one over here is the hexagon, and there's 4 times hexagon to equal 1 octagon. Star system. These are skeletons. The letters are skeletons. The numbers are words, and the words are skeletons. This is a formation inside the house of Mecca. This is one side. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36. So here's where it's going to go. Let me just go down a little bit more, Mr. Art Cherry. 103, yes. Frequency. You got to understand more about frequency. Cat's gate. Cat's known to be electrical. Cat's black cat. So maybe it's not all cats. So maybe there's something different about cats, right? Maybe some are carrying the message. Maybe some of them are the power of the matter within the cat. I don't know. The elephant breaks. Yes. Tic-tac-toe, better understanding, better art. I don't like to leave out anybody. Math and science, 10 and 7, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, 10 and 7. What goes in between that, right? 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals to 7 equals to 10, which is 1 times 8. 1 plus 8 equals to 9 equals to 8, and 9 equals to 17. And what's ironic is that 18 is supposed to be half of what 36 is. And if 36, and it was in inches, it can be a yard, right? You'd have 3 times 12 equaling to 36. So this might be 1 yard. But if, okay, so where was I going with this? So now we have this 17 over here. Now the thing about this is this will equal to 8 and 9. So 8 times 9 equals to 72, and 8 plus 9 equals to 17. Now this brings 2 worlds of 7 together. I will add these two together, but at the moment, this is up for grabs what I do at number 7. Okay, 2 and 7 come into one world. It's the two areas with 7 in between. House of Bates. We live in between 2 and 4. Okay, we live inside the cat. We live inside that where the communication of the cat. Okay, in the house of the dog, the soul. When these two come together, you got to bring 3. Your base creation is right here. This is your lowly base creation. This one over here connects to this one over here like this, or this one over here just inverts to this. In order to find the soul of your number, to understand that soul, bring everything to the value of 10. We know this number is for the electric moon, therefore the cap of it, creating the cap of it, right? The polarity of it, so we can find the center and only use the center equaling to this evaluation. Although this will say the word GUN 357, they call it the magnum. So over here, so I know this is the electric moon of creation of the E world. These two sky pass. This is created, right, by that sweet 16. That sweet 16 is going to create that. I'm just trying to remember why. Oh, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 7 and 6. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, okay, equals to 55. You minus it, it equals to 29. This is telling me about the IT system. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals to 20 and 9. This is the systems in the sun. This is what happens in February when we get the 29th day. It creates the finality to your 6 or 60. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 becomes your 60. It becomes the 92nd day on April 1st. They call this the day of the fish. They say Jesus is the fish. This is the first counting of your first moon, 13. When you add up 1 to 13, it equals to 91. That is what normally 3 out of 4 years, and your birth, your basic birth is 3 plus the mirror, or the mirror of where they put you. But our base creation is bringing 1 and 2 together to create another like ourselves, like the Father, like the King, like the Lord. Only with spirit coming into us can we communicate for who we were to who we are. In and out of this world, direct connection. But is there an interference now between us? What has been altered that we can no longer do what people believe that we could have done before, speaking through vibrations? Or maybe that's not the world we were born into, although we receive in vibrations, because you don't see letters coming out of my mouth. You can see with your eyes for what I write on the paper. You can hear with your ears and fabricate the information from the knowledge you have. And where does it all come from? You have the will to want to know. You're here, you're listening to me, and we are the children of the Creator. We are the extension. And if you had to do this for yourself and made everybody in your own image, imagine you had to make somebody just like yourself, only because you wanted to go and do farming, but you couldn't do farming all alone. You didn't have enough memory. So you created more memory, and you had that memory, and you sent that memory out, and the memory planted the seed. You didn't have enough memory, so you made more memory. And then before everything came around back to the beginning, you had a hexagon, the star system of 6, the honeybee, the bringing together of both Earth and Mars. Mars being the point, Earth being the line, Mars being the dot, and Earth being a square. Earth being 33, 3 by 3, 9, birth by periodics of 3, 6, and 12, but not of 9. Where I get my rules and regulations from this is at the roulette table, and what they let me bet on with the 36 numbers, what those numbers combinations are, where I put the chip. If I put a chip right on a number, it's 35 to 1, 3 and 5 is 8. If I put it between 2 numbers, it's 17, Q, 1 and 7 is 8. If I put it between 4 numbers, call that Mars window, okay? And that's going to pay 8 to 1, and that's 8, 8. So you see it's 888. If I take it a section of 12, you're going to get 2 to 1. So now we understand what sections of 12 actually works in thirds, because there's 3 of them. Now it's going to relate to hockey because there's 3 periods. 3 multiplied by 120 will create 360 degrees. There are 4 times 360 in a day minutes to create 1440 minutes in a day. That means we need 4 times, hold on, I don't remember what number I started with, but we have to create let's say 180 4 times in the AM and 4 times in the PM. So you have to do that 8 times 180 for 1440 minutes. But it's 1/3 during the day and it's 2/3 during the night for the understanding of separation in thirds. If you're missing something to make something a whole, we know what the difference is. Regardless, we don't want the pieces and parts, because the pieces and parts would be, oh, I'm a little to this side, I'm a little to this side, but doesn't matter, I'm still in between. If it's under 5, perhaps you're going this way on the road. But if it's over 5, maybe you're going this way on the road, depending on what the next 3 decimals are. But that's irrelevant once we know, like I said, 3 divided by 16 equals to 3 times 5 plus 1. 3 divided by 17 is 5 times 3 plus 2. So I know the 2 difference. One is alpha, one is beta in that answer. So I know that 17 would go with beta, and I know it would go with alpha. You're still using number 5 in that scenario. Now, anything that goes above, I forget which number it is, everything can be divided by 3 and recalculated again. Everything works itself out by 3 and 4. So let me go down to the bottom to see Cherry Bomb. Yeah, I always see Art Cherry. Okay, streaming. Let's see where I am. So Genesis, if you want to get back to where I started this, okay, and we can go over this whole thing roughly. I started with the word gene synthesis. Nicera Gicera. Put this together, it says snow. Frozen on ice. Mars 51. 234 vibration in between. It looks like 2 little doggies bringing this together. What else can I get out of this? 7 and 5 is the moon. 5 and 4 is the sun. So I like to use the N as your DNA in the E world of the sun. The N, they're both in the E world. They both connected to 12. 1 and 2 connect to 12, making 12, 13, and 14. And now we move on. On the next level, 13 and 14. Should we bring it one more? Should we be going 13, 14, and 15? Because after you split the alphabet, it becomes M is still in the first level, but the 12th moon ends on the 336th day, and the 13th moon only ends up on the 364th day. So man has extended the world by an extra moon. Or has woman, or does woman run short coming into this world? So how many moons, how many years would have to go by more in order to make one extra full 13 moons land up on the woman's 12th moon? I have to do that calculation. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to get a little bit more water. Where did I leave the water? In the balcony. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah. Okay. So also in the word Genesis, okay, I'm going to mark it down and show you. Right? In the word Genesis, 7555191. They also look like fives. It's one within five. So what is it? Is it talking about the spirit? If it talks about five, what would it be talking about? Would we get lost? Right? Is it 145 or 235? What would make that difference? Right? The 235 is in between, right? The 235. So we're talking about the words that would come out of this before the Christ. Here, it would be after the death. So that would say Adam is 1414. That's what Adam is. And if we want to bring this around a little bit more even, 4141, we're going to call Adam all fives. And then when Eve comes in, Eve is 545. She's the IT system. Whatever that system is, she becomes the IT system. She is everything on the outside of Adam. There are only 6 atoms. So if that's true, would that mean that there are 12 Eves? Or are there 12 or 18 Eves? And the reason for this has to do with this cube. If you get the 2 of them inside here, right? There's 12 areas like that, 12 equaling to 24. Or the corners, right? If they're multiplied by 3, it would be 18. So I have to figure out how many atoms and how many Eves, because there's a central core inside here. The central core inside here controls 6 sides. The central core connects to 6. So anyways, we end up with this number. And again, back to the electric moon in the sky. This talks about AI, right? 19 talks about the moon. So here it is. 1 and 8 is 9. So we have I. Now we have 2 and 7. We have 9I, right? We have 4 and 5, which is 9I. And we have 3 and 6, which is 9I. We have 4 nines in here. And what don't we count? We do not count the magical 9 itself. Everybody fits into this one here. But in this section over here, it's 2 and 9, 11. But hold on a second before we do that. Let me just show you what happens by connecting it. We end up with an X with a 1 in it, and it looks like a Roman numeral, right? It's either the above with 1 right over here. Here's 5 and here's 6, right? Above, or we can look at it as this is a 10 and this is a 1 equaling to 11. So we didn't use the 9 in here. So in this one over here is 2 and 9, 3 and 8, 5 and 6, 4 and 7. And these are all 11s. And we didn't use number 1. But it's just ironic because they all go into here. Because if they all total 1, everything fits in here. If they all total 9, everything fits in here. Now we play from the corners. This one over here is going to be 44 plus 1. This one over here is going to be 36 plus 9. Why do I say that? When you add all these up, it equals to 36, and 9 is 45. This is 44 plus 1. This is dividing the night and the day inside the house of Bearth, the birth house. And this would be your 9/11. I'm going to just put the 11 on over here. So where else would we be going with this? Oh, yes, and when you look at it, right, you get that stick over here. It looks like an eye, looks like an upside down eye. Looks like the 11 turns into a 9, and the 9 turns into 11. And I spoke about how this is going to connect to the moon. And it connects basically to the moon, which is 5775. Just 1 second, right? And 3 by 19 equals to 57. So we get 3 by 25 equals to 75. I have to understand between the two numbers, right? Because everything is half difference between these two numbers, 3 and 4, right? And this would be 4 by 15. 4 by 14 equals 56 plus 1. And 4 by 15 equals to 60 minus 3. So I get to use this one because I don't have an even number here. Right, 4 times 15. Right, I don't have an even number for a division. So I have to, for this number over here, I'm looking to make everything look like 57 or 75, right? 57. I'm going to do the 75 one after. So this one is this. So right away, 13. So I know it's male comes in over here. So we're going to do this now. What other number can we try and get it to? Yes, we're going to do the 75. So we had the 3 by 25 to get that. So what we're going to do I'm just trying to see what I have to do it to 4 times. Right, we're working with 4. 4 times 19 equals to 78 minus 3. So I know it's the creation again inside of this one. And let me see it again. 4 times 18. 4 by 18 equals 72 plus 3. So since it's plus 3 from each side, this is where the alphabet divides. The fourth number is the mirror to the third number, if you're following. The fourth number is the mirror to the third number. It is, let me see, where's my dice? The fourth number is mirrored to the third number. I can use any other number, but these are the closest ones to number 5. 3.5 is the center of this, and that means it's only 0.5 the difference. It means 0.5s, they're in the same house. They're controlled by the same mechanism in that same house. And again, it could be of 3 houses because every single, this is actually 27 area spaces. And in 27 area spaces where there's a 6 controller and 21 and 20 and 21 free space. I don't know why it's 21. It's supposed to be 20. 6 controller. Oh, 6 controller and 1. Sorry. 6 controller and 1. The 1 area space it occupies to the 6 cube it's connected to. That's what this one is over here. And then we have the free space. We have the 12, okay, to the inside, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Then at the bottom is 8. Then here, 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 and here on the side, and that's your 12. 12 to the side times 2. And then you got the corners. 8 times 3 to the corners equaling to 24, and 24 plus the 6 in the center, okay, equaling to what is 54 plus counting of the 1 area space. It's 20 plus 7. An area space we don't see. There's 1 area space we don't see that's connected to 6, but it's counted as 1 area space as this 6 is projected on the front of the cube, but you don't see the center. And the center is 3.5. When you have 3 sides coming together, multiply it by 3, it's 105. It is je. It is the beginning of the game of I am. The clubhouse, the cube house. Anyways, I'm getting a little tired. Going to check out what's been going on here. Christmas Eve, 7 come 11. Adam, 555. The name Adam, you can also, if you want, there's 2 divisions in the name. They're using A twice. They're also using the D and the M, right? it's also a part of AM. When AM comes together, it's the male soul. When AME comes together, it's the female soul, right? So if you use the male, you're going to use 13. If you use the female, you're going to use 12 or understand it as 12. Now, in order to make 12 and 13 look together, you got to do that. Put the 12 over the 13 over the 12. Now they're equal. Do you run it that way or do you run it linear? 12 and 12 is 24, and then 36. At what point, right, will 12 meet 13, right? So you have 12, 24, 36, 48. And then you have 13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 78, 91. You have 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 104, 104. I'm just going 117, 130, 120, 132. I'm trying to match up, right, where 12 and 13 come together. If you want to see over here, 13, 26, 39, 52, 65. I think that's wrong. 52, 65, 78, 91, 104, 171, 143, 156. I think we come together here. And then 132, and then 144, and 156. It just so happens that Rubik's Cube has 26 cubes at 6 sides equaling to 156. There is 12 years by 13 moons equaling to 156, and we have a complete cycle both in the male and the female, and it's a complete Rubik's Cube, not counting the free space that's making everything move. So how many times do we have to do this to continue on with that cycle? Remember, it's 1, 3, it's 1, 3, it's 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. 1, 3, 1 cycle. 1, 3, 2 cycles. 1, 3, 3 cycles. 1, 3, 4 cycles. This is a major cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a major cycle, 16 years. So you have 16 years and 16 years and 16 years. And in this 16 years, you turn everything over. 64. Now you want to jump to the next one, 64, 64, 64, which is 192. And the next 64, you're going to turn everything over, and it'll be 256 years. And now you're going to go 256, 256, 256 to run inside that cycle, unless you want to run. These are all levels. So let's call them rings of cycles. And then you can also call this GB for gigabytes. So you run this 256 and your last 256. So you have 1,024. Now follow if any of this is 6 times 4, 6 plus 4, 10 and 20, 24. Now that you go 1,024, you do that 3 times. And then you close it off with another one and you go 4096. And then you go 4096 and 4096, and you cap that off at 4096. I'm just trying to see where I end up going. 4096 times 3 equals 2, plus 4096 equals 2, 16,384. Now, I've seen that number before. I forget where it was actually from. Let me see, times 4 equals 2. I'm not really sure where that is supposed to go. But anyways, it ends up at one point, you'll see like 512 gigabytes, and it ends up to be memory. This ends up to be memory when you conjuncture these together. So we're going to get to the last part of this where, and I don't even like that. I'm going to rip that out and do that again, right? Is the, I like to call it the female and the male. And these are not human beings. These are just differences. Female different from male, except just so happens in the word female is the word male. So how much of a difference is there? Is that female, okay? And it's not really supposed to be the female. I should call it the bat lady or bat's mitzvah. Following of the moon, the womanhood is at 12, and the male or the bar mitzvah is at 13, but it's 12 ending. 12 times 13 cycles equal to 156, to where the male, right, hits its 12th cycle, hits its moon cycle. The male matches its moon cycle inside the female cycle in the 12th year, while its cycle ends at 169. The ending, the ending and beginning of the bat mitzvah, and the ending of the childhood and beginning of the bar mitzvah. 6 and 1. See the way 6 and 9 in rotation? 11, 6 and 9, 11, and 2 inside the house of bait. We're in rotation of this world over here, this cycle over here. So we have 12 over here, and we have 7 over here. We have 3 and 7. 11 and 1 is 12, is 3. 9 and 6, 15, 16 is 7. We have 3 and 7 coming together. We have 5 and 7 coming together and 3 and 7 coming together. I'm going to explain it to you in a minute. Okay. But what happens is that the bat lady only becomes the bat lady over here on the 157th moon. She begins the cycle of the bat lady. Bat lady. The following of the moon, you have the bat mitzvah. The 12 years are ending. So on your 157th moon, right? And it goes all the way to the 169th moon. That this is the inauguration of your real first birthday of being that bat lady, right? And that only happens on your 13th birthday. On your 13th birthday, you have finished this cycle, 169. The bar mitzvah finishes on this cycle. It begins its first moon right over here, and it ends its moon right over here. So here we're going to end up with 16. Here we're going to end up with 11. So this will be 27, and this one is 37. So let's see what happened, what the changes. So the female turns into the number 7 from where it was, unless we want to count this as the 155th moon, because once she hits the next one, she completes the cycle. So we're going to count it the way it is. This is the way it is. We have 14 years times 13 moons. 3 by 14 is 52. Times 10 times this. Did I get that right? 3 times 14 is 42. And 10 times 14 is 140, and 42 is 182. So that's right. But these were run, right? These were run as 3 and 1 equals to 4. 3 and 1 equals to 4. And 3 and 1 equals to 4. That's your 12 years. When you're doing the male, it ends up to be like this. So the male would have to be 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1 and 3 equals to 4. And then 1 equaling to the 13th year. 13, 31. Isn't that ironic? 5 times 6 equals to 30. 5 plus 6 equals to 11. The total is, oh, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted 31. 31 is 31. Oh, 7 times 3 equals to 21. 7 plus 3 equals to 10. That's your 31. Your 13 is 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 7 and 6 equals to 13. So is that bringing your 13, 31 together, and at the same time 91, the spirit? I'm going to explain that to you, because in the 131st minute, or 91 minutes, and anytime you use a number, it has to lead you where you are. And since it's within minutes or within seconds, you can count it to 3 worlds. M, noted to be 1,000. It's a number that counts for 3 different worlds. And if you're looking at a cube, it has to happen inside the 3rd cube. There's only 6 sides per cube. 13 times 7 equals to 91. It is 1/4 of the evaluation of the 3 times 91 plus 1 and 91 equaling to 364, or 28 by 13 equals to 364. 4 times 91 equals to 364. This one over here is going to create your 13. So this is your bar mitzvah, and what happens is it becomes M and L. Sorry, it was L and M, and now it becomes M and N, the 14th and the 13th letter. Now, this is based on 26 letters in the alphabet. But if I had to realign everything based on totality of what is 36, whether it's 360 degrees, whether it's 36 inches to give me what is a yard, and what I need 10 yards, okay, to get the gold. But anything under 10 yards can stop me at silver or stop me at bronze. And if you were playing football, you would understand that you need to keep getting the gold in order to get your 6-1, the 6 points for the touchdown and the 1 point, the extra point for the 6 days that we come for the birth of the 6th day after animal DNA man to the extra point, right? They call it the Sabbath. Or maybe it's because we got these 6 carbon particles or whatever that arrangement is, 6, 6, and 6. Which 6 times 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals to 234. 432 hertz vibration, earth hertz vibration, 36 inches into a yard, 360 inches, 10 yards. We get a first down. First is gold. Number 38, 85, 80. But only on the 4th down do we kick the ball away. And on the 4th down, we end up on the 4th number, we also walk the first base. So far we understand. So this number mathematically is going to turn into 7, and this one's going to turn into 9. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 equaling to 7. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 4 and 5 equaling to 9. We are going to end up connecting to the IT systems of the sun. Remember, 5, the E world, lives inside or connected to the 9 Bearth. You can tell this if you look at a deck of cards. Although it's square on here and rectangular on the cards, maybe we have to have a different understanding the way it came together in the conversion about building bricks on the walls. When you build the bricks on the walls, or the formation of those bricks, most often or not, are interlocking. When you create interlocking, you're going to write the letters H, I, the interlocking bricks. The interlocking bricks so you are going to create, if you want, when you go halfway through these bricks, because you can see by the marking of the cement, you'll create a 5. If you do it the other way, you'll create a 2. So if you create the 5 and 2, it's the B letter for 2 and it's the E letter for 5. But what if I didn't see it that way and I saw it different? What if I saw it as the I letter? And that's the 9th letter. Or what if it was U, right? What if you saw it and you saw it, and you saw it like this, but you're standing here, so you'll see it as the H letter. So now you have the H letter. Well, if we want to go down, can we see the E? Do we have the E inside of this? And because it doesn't split over here, it's short arm to the E. Do we have O? We can look at O also if we want. We're not going to include that now. But what we have is we have 2, 5, 8, and 9. These are the numbers that came out of here. Now we have all the opposite numbers, 8, 5, 2, and 1, bringing everything to perfect formation, being the core, the center of everything in these numbers. But anyways, it doesn't really matter if I did this or I didn't. I shouldn't have included this in this. This is going to tell me about 17, so that'll be a high Q, 8, 9, 8, 9, 17, and 7 equals to 24. Tells me about a dividing gate, tells me about a cat. The cat's telling me about electricity, dividing the gate in the electricity. The 4 or the 6, the 24, the 26. This one's going to be the soul dog. I like to always look at this one as Mars, and this one is Saturn. I just want to tell you that the word minus has the word sun, but I like to call it sun up because nus either is around the neck or up its butt. Me meaning the halfway, or 1001. If you want to look at it as 1001, you're going to look at it like this. This position over here in binary code is an 8. This position is a 1. I'm going to go 108, or 3 times 360 equals 108, or 1080, whichever way you want to look at it. As long as it's there, it's just telling me on what level. This is 4 numbers. It's telling me it's in the mirror. If it's telling me it's on 3 levels, I go for Earth and Mars. If it's telling me it's on 5 or 6, it's going to be inverted. If it's on 5, it's between both worlds. It's the E world, connected to both worlds. If it's numbers, anyways, I'm not going to get into more. I'm not perfectly bilingual in everything of understanding some of my other relationships. Sky Highway. So what else was there? We did just about everything. We talked about the 360. We talked about the mail. Oh, and 7 and 9. Let me put one more sticker on that 7 and 9. Okay. Oh, I think my phone is ringing. I can't really answer it, but I'm going to take a look. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but okay. Okay, so where are we? 7 and 9. So I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to come back and talk about 7 and 9 in a minute, and then we're going to end this. And don't forget, we still didn't talk about the zodiac signs. Remember, we are the children of creation. We sign things, we borrow, we drive cars, we walk, we eat. Where is God? Oh my God. Where is God? Where's the Lord? Oh my God, I made my own choice. I keep making my own choice. I keep taking my own choice. I keep making my own chances. All my life, I've made my own chances. I went to people to listen to what they had to say. Other people told me what they had to say. Oh my God, they're telling me what to say. Are they my God? Are they my boss? Who are they? Why are they telling me what to say? What does it mean, the rules and regulations of the land we live? Because you are the last straw. Your signature is we are all the gods signing off our name. Be very smart and wise in the last of days. Do without what is not needed and give to those who need. But if you know for sure that they are cheating you and they do not need it, should you call them out? See, if we call out those who are cheating the system, sometimes it works against you because some of these call outs are on purpose. And sometimes you have to know just when to be quiet, when to make that right choice, when to call it out, and when to be silent. You can't always knock your teammate out of the game while your teammate is trying to take you out. This is what we must understand and know for the end. And this is one of the reasons I do this numerology. I bring the words together. I use the games because in fairness, F-A-I-R, there should not be an F-A-R-E. There should not be a cost at the end, unless the cost is because you gave up your rights, because you didn't go out and feed your face, because you didn't go out and work. And the whole system that we live in has as an answer for relationships and numbers. How many hours should we work? And there'd be a reason for it. What is it about April 1st? Why is it called Day of the Fish, April Fool's Day? Because I fooled you. The spirit never arrived. The body wasn't ready, and the body is ready on day 91 to receive. In the 3rd month, you have received a full suit in the game. You already started with the father and the mother, but you didn't get the Holy Ghost within you. You weren't communicating here, and it doesn't start till the 91st day into the 3rd month. In the 4th month, it's turned its back onto the other side. And now it's going away from where it was, forgetting about the old world in the womb of the woman, the one who puts into labor where all the men should go into labor. The system has been altered. It's been changed only in the mind. And then after it's changed in the mind, the hands of those who chose you and me, the children of creation. We are the children of creation, yo. And until we come together to learn this, there is no saving until the game is over. And then you'll say, look, there's the Creator. There's God came to save us. Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Me and my big, hey, girlfriend. Hey, girlfriend. Let me get this light out of the way. Hey, girlfriend. Hi, say hello. I guess she's a little bit too busy. Have a nice afternoon. If you can help out this channel, let me see, and let me just put this up here. That'll be fantastic. So far, my Google income, not too shy to tell you about my Google income over the past year has been $77. And well, that would still buy me 22 of these books. That would buy me 20 of the books. Yeah, about 20 of the books. But anyways, peace and love. I just highly believe that this game is going to end one way or another. We're going to be on a new journey, however we come out of this world, or however it transforms while you are still here. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. See me on